school board for allowing us to be here today. During our first few days here, we were asked why we wanted to be in law enforcement. This question became a recurring theme during the academy as we progressed. Every single one of us up here said we wanted to drive fast, shoot guns, and chase criminals. No, I'm joking. Most of us up here actually said we want to make a difference in our communities, to be role models, and to improve our own lives. Besides Kennedy, he actually did say he just wanted to shoot guns, drive fast, and chase criminals. We are excited to start our careers in law enforcement and be a positive impact on our profession and our communities. Every academy class at Delta must come up with a class model. After a few really bad failed attempts, we settled on the duty to protect and honor to serve. Now, besides those first few weeks, I never really thought about what that means to me or what it should mean to us as a class. If you take it at face value, it means to protect the innocent, the weak, the peaceful. Law enforcement has always been the thin line between peace and chaos. We are the protectors of rights, laws, and justice. We are the protectors of the people, but in today's society, we must be more than this. We must protect our partners and our agencies. We live in an era of social media where everything you do is being recorded and will be shared with the world. We must be the moral compass for our agencies. We will have to hold ourselves and our partners accountable for their actions. And the last thing we must protect is the most important, because if we do not protect ourselves, we will not be able to help others. I'm not talking about officer safety, even though that's especially important. I'm talking about protecting ourselves from the job, taking the time to seek help when we need to, learning to talk to someone and express how we're feeling. This job will demand everything from us, and we will gladly give it. Just know we cannot do this on our own. That brings us to an honor to serve, and it is just that. It is an honor to be in law enforcement. Being a police officer or a deputy is one of the greatest honors one can have as a career. About 1 in every 400 people in the United States is a sworn police officer. That's 0.25%, not even 1% of the population is an officer. That leaves 99.75% of the population expecting us to fix their problems. They look to us for knowledge, guidance, and help. Right out of this very academy, grown adults will look to us to tell them what to do. That in itself is a huge responsibility, but it's also an honor. For the rest of our careers, we expect to look a certain way, speak a certain way, and to always do the right thing. And that too is an honor. To know that the way you dress, the way you speak, the actions you take affect the community and have an impact on people's lives is powerful. Whether or not you want it, we are now our role models. Children are going to look up to us, and we'll be real life heroes to thousands. If that right there isn't an honor, then I don't know what is. Last of all, we have a responsibility to honor the officers and deputies that came before us. Our actions will reflect on all of law enforcement, good or bad. We already see this in today's cancel culture. All it takes is one bad day, one bad decision to affect all of law enforcement. So we must honor our brothers and sisters who have paved the way for us with their blood, sweat, tears, and lives. We will be better, we will always strive to get better, but we'll never settle for good enough. Today is not the end of something. It is the beginning. It is the beginning of our careers in Stockton, Elk Grove, Lodi, Modesto, Ripon, Amador County, San Joaquin County, Lake County, and Costa Concha County. We will be all over California in a matter of days. But for the next few hours, we celebrate with our friends, our family, take this time to appreciate what we have accomplished. Then we have to place that love and admiration from our loved ones in the back of our minds and refocus, because there's work to be done. And we now belong to a career where the work is never done. Just know that you are not doing this job alone. We share a bond now that most people do not have. We have a new family, new brothers, new sisters, and ones to be proud of and depend on. So if you need help, if you need someone to talk to, or you need a friend, reach out. We are the class of 4921, and it is our duty to protect, honor to serve. Here at Delta Academy, we have a tradition of a pay-it-forward program where we raise money for future classes and other contributions. With the tragic passing of Delta College's very own Officer Jimmy, and we would like to present this year's fund to his wife, who is also a Delta College Academy alumni, Officer Thielen. At this time, we would like to ask Officer Thielen to come up here to the stage.
On behalf of myself and my family, just want to say thank you guys for this. And congratulations. The beginning of an amazing but very, very exhausting life ahead of you. On July 13th, 2016, my husband Jimmy and I stood on this very stage together. We took the oath, recited the code of ethics, and was pinned by a loved one. That was just a little over 5 years ago. During the past 5 years, and now I've never shed so many blood, sweat, and tears. Whether it was from a call we were just on, the stress of just being in the training program, or the toll it took on our relationship with each other and our loved ones and friends outside of law enforcement. I could stand here and tell you how this job can be amazing and rewarding. And although it can be, the hard truth is this job, this career will test you in every way possible. It will test your hope in humanity, your faith, and it will make you second guess if good really triumphs over evil. I myself have been struggling lately over these very things. But what I can also tell you is this job can make you enjoy life more than the average person. It can and it will make you realize how precious life and time really is. Jimmy and I share the best and the hardest years of our lives together. But we made the good days count. We took the time we had together and made it full. Full of smiles, full of laughs, and full of fun. From going on our road trips to binge watching one of our favorite shows, we made the most of it. The time you have with the people you love is limited. So my advice to all of you is make life outside this uniform count. Every chance you get to laugh, laugh. Every opportunity you have to be around your family and your friends that are sitting here before you, take it. Never take a minute for granted. This job can make you want to do nothing but sit at home on your days off. Don't let it do that to you. If there's anything that I've learned about being in this career and being married to one of the best cops I've ever known in my life, is to make your days off count. Be somebody outside this uniform. Because this uniform can take over your life without you even knowing. So yes, be the best cop you can be. Put on that uniform with pride and dignity every day. The badge that you wear representing the city that you're working or the county you're working for. The name on your badge representing the family that has also made sacrifices so you can do what you have always dreamed of doing. and the patch on the side of your arm. Make that, when you put that uniform on, realize that every day. But also realize that there is a life outside of this uniform. And that, and those days that you make count outside of this uniform are gonna help you through the very, very difficult times you're gonna have while wearing this uniform. Make sure you tell your family you love them. And like I said, if you make your life outside this uniform full, then you'll be able to handle the life you will have while wearing it. Take care of each other, make it home safe, and be like Jimmy. Thank you.
The next comments to the graduates. We ask that you study topics like principal policing, procedural justice, and racial profiling. We ask that you understand the harm that is done to the community and to law enforcement when officers racially profile. We ask that you have in-depth understanding of laws of arrest and the Fourth Amendment to understand how precious freedom is to all of us. We ask that you apply the least amount of force necessary to effect an arrest, realizing the value of human life. We ask that you understand the Constitution and the amendments apply to all people from the United States. Before you leave, we are going to ask one more thing of you, that you stay humble and serve the people you have taken an oath to protect. The Peace Officer Code of Ethics is a guide of principles and practices peace officers must follow to ensure the profession remains one of honesty, integrity, courage, and professionalism. At Delta College, we insist that each graduate understand and memorize the Peace Officer Code of Ethics. Officer Rosal, will you please lead the class in reciting the Code of Ethics.
Class, attention! Ready, begin.
As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all, to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all, maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought and deed in both my personal and official life. I will be exemplary in obeying the laws of the land and the regulations of my department. Whatever I see or hear of a confidential nature, or that is confided to me in my official capacity, will be kept ever secret unless revelation is necessary in the performance of my duty. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudices, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions. With no compromise to crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals, I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately, without fear or favor, malice or ill will, and never employing unnecessary force or violence, and never accepting gratuities. I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of public faith, and I accept it as a public trust to be held so long as I am true to the ethics of the police service. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicating myself before God to my chosen profession, law enforcement.
Take seats.
We are now going to retire the guidon. The guidon is a symbol of the class. Guidon bearers, retire the guidons.
As I mentioned earlier, presenting a program as complex and demanding as the Post Academy requires many people working together. Today, we want to recognize one of our recruit training officers who has been a consistent presence here for the past 5 years. Deputy David Lecomte is going to be promoted to the rank of sergeant at the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office and will be transferred to assume new duties. Dave, we want to thank you for your service to this program. Wish you well in all your future endeavors. Congratulations on your promotion. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for spending your time with us. The graduates invite you to meet with them outside. Please remain in your seats until they leave the theater. Officer Resolve. Let's hear your class motto one last time.
Class, left hand jump. Duty to protect.
Honor, sir!
Officer Resolve, dismiss the class for the final time.
Ready, hey!